Hello all and welcome back to my channel. I am Rebecca Bhattacharya and I will be continuing with my deep learning playlist. Today I am going to start with the basics of Python. Before starting with the implementation, that is the convolutional neural networks and the object detection, data augmentation, I have already told you in my first lecture that I will show you all these implementations after the completion of the course. So before going to that implementations, you must know the basics of Python in order to understand those parts. So today I am going to start with the basics of Python. Now before starting with the basics, you have to install the Anaconda Python. So let me open my Google Chrome. Now what is Anaconda? If you want to know the details about Anaconda, you can type as Anaconda Python in your Google Chrome and you can check the Wikipedia for this. Actually Anaconda is the free open source distribution of Python and R programming languages. So it actually helps for Python and R programming both, but in my playlist I am going to use Python for the deep learning implementation. And since deep learning actually deals with huge amount of data and also very complex data processing, so I will be using Anaconda Python for my deep learning. Now this is actually the basics of Anaconda. Now you have to install the Anaconda Python. For this you can open another tab and you can type anaconda.com. This is the actual or the official site of Anaconda. You can download the Anaconda installer from here. So you will click products and under products there will be the individual edition option. When you will click the individual edition option, you will scroll down and you can see here the option called install Anaconda. It will directly take you to all the installers that are available in the site. So as you can see here that this one is for Windows. Two versions are available, Python 3.7 and Python 2.7. And again for Mac OS, Python 3.7, Python 2.7, and again for Linux, Python 3.7 and Python 2.7. So depending on your operating system, you can download it. If you are Windows, you will download this Python 3.7 or Python 2.7, and if you are Mac OS, you will download this. And if you are Linux, you will download again Python 3.7 or Python 2.7. But I will suggest you to download the latest version, because as you can see that Python 2.7 is the earlier version, so some packages or functions may not work in the earlier version, and these packages and functions you may need in the deep learning procedure, in the deep learning implementation. So I will suggest you to install the latest version that are available in the official site of Anaconda. Now since mine is Windows with 64-bit, so I will install this 64-bit graphical installer. If your computer or laptop is 32-bit, then you can download it 32-bit graphical installer. And so depending on the operating system and the size of your laptop or computer, you can download it. So I will download the 64-bit graphical installer. Now you can see that the size of the file is 466 MB as it is written here, so it will take some time to download. It totally depends on the stability of your internet connection. So you can see here that it is downloading, and it will take around 4 to 5 minutes to download. But I have already downloaded the installer, so let me cancel the download and let me open the path. So this, yes, so this is the installer that I have already kept downloaded. Now I will open this installer. You will right click it and you will click run as administrator. You will click yes. Now it will open the installer like this. Let me minimize all these things. Okay, so it will open the installer like this. Welcome to Anaconda 3 2020 64-bit setup. Since I've downloaded the 64-bit installer, so it will show here 64-bit. If you have downloaded 32-bit, then you will it will show here 32-bit. So this is the setup. Then you will click next. Here is the license agreement. You have to click I agree in order to proceed. And for this part I will suggest you to check the just me option, and it is also recommended. Don't check the all users, because it will require some admin privileges. It will be somewhat different from the just me, which is all recommended already. So I will suggest you to check the box just me. After this you can click next, and this is the destination folder that the default destination folder that the Anaconda will actually detect. And if you want to change it, you can change it. I will change it to I will change the destination path. So I will keep here C Anaconda 3. Okay, so I will download the Anaconda, the Anaconda 3, all the packages in this destination folder. Now you will click next. Now this is the advanced option that will come. Now remember one thing, that if you do not have any Python version downloaded beforehand in your laptop or in your computer, then you will checkbox this thing, add Anaconda 3 to my path environment variable. But if you have some version of Python, whether it is PyCharm or normal Python 3.7 installed in your computer, then you do not have to click this box. You will just click this checkbox, that is register Anaconda 3 as my default Python 3.7. Since I do not have any earlier versions of Python downloaded in my computer, so I will check this box as add Anaconda 3 to my path environment variable. And now after doing this, you will click install. Now this installation will take some time, as you can see that it is a huge file, so it will take around 15 to 20 minutes. Again, it will depend on the stability of the internet connection. So you will click on install and it will start installing. Now since it will take a huge time to download, so I have already downloaded the Anaconda Python in my computer. So let me cross this part, and one thing, I will provide the link for the download of the installer of Anaconda Python in my description. So you can check my description below in order to obtain the link to the official site of Anaconda in order to download Anaconda. So let me cross this. So I am creating this, yes. So now after you have installed Anaconda, you can see that Anaconda Navigator and Anaconda Prompt, there are two things that will be available after the installation of the Anaconda. If your Anaconda installation is completed, and if it is installed in a proper way, then you can see here that Anaconda Prompt and Anaconda Navigator will be available. Now I will be discussing the details of this Anaconda Navigator in my next lecture. but just let me open Anaconda Navigator. Now this Anaconda Navigator will take some time to open. Okay, it is opening. Now you can also open the Python from Anaconda prompt directly without opening the Anaconda Navigator, but first let me show how to open the Python from Anaconda Navigator, and after that I will show you how to open it from Anaconda prompt. So it is opening. So you can see that it will take some time to open, since it is a huge file, and if you are opening it for the first time, then it will take much time, because it will initialize all the projects and the applications, because I use Anaconda prompt in order to open the Python, because in that part the Anaconda prompt is a bit faster. So you can see here that this is the Anaconda Navigator. It has now opened, and you can click here, okay, and don't show again. Yes, so this is the Anaconda Navigator, and you can see here that there are CMD/XC prompt, Jupyter Lab, Jupyter Notebook, PowerShell prompt. All these are available within the Anaconda Navigator. So these are all the platforms. Art Studio is also available. So I have already told you that Anaconda Navigator provides the platform for both Python and R. So here Art Studio is also available, but for my implementation and for this playlist I will use the Jupyter Notebook. So I will click launch. You can also select Spider or Qt console, but I will suggest you to open the Jupyter Notebook, because there are many advantages of this Jupyter Notebook. I will tell you in my future videos. So I will launch this Jupyter Notebook. So this is actually opening the Jupyter Notebook from Anaconda Navigator. Now you can also open it from Anaconda prompt. So as you can see that I have launched Jupyter Notebook. After launching, it will open the notebook in your Google Chrome only. If you do not have Google Chrome installed in your computer or in your PC, then it will open the Jupyter Notebook in the default web browser of Windows. In case of Windows, it is Microsoft Edge. But since I have Google Chrome installed in my computer, so it has opened the Jupyter Notebook in Google Chrome. So you can see here that this is the Jupyter Notebook, and I have opened this Jupyter Notebook from Anaconda Navigator. Now let me cross this. If you cross this, then you are it means that you are leaving the Jupyter Notebook. Let me cross this, and let me close the Anaconda Navigator. Now I will try to open the same Jupyter Notebook from the Anaconda PowerShell prompt. So let me close this. So yes, I will close the Jupyter Notebook also, and I will say quit. Now again you will search for Anaconda prompt. Here it is already available, Anaconda prompt. I will open the Anaconda prompt. Now I have already installed the Anaconda in this folder, C users Rebecca B, which is the default folder that is detected by the Anaconda. And since I have downloaded it, so the default directory will be shown as this. So let me type here Jupyter Notebook. Now after typing this Jupyter Notebook, it will open the Jupyter Notebook again in Google Chrome. But remember one thing, that when you are writing some Python files and you are saving it after opening the Jupyter Notebook, then it will save the file in the same location in the same location as you are opening the Jupyter notebook. Means if you are opening the Jupyter notebook in this directory, that is C users Rebecca B, and then after writing the Python file and saving that file, it will save the file in the same location, that is C users Rebecca B. So if you want to save the file in some different location, make sure to open the Jupyter notebook in that particular direction, otherwise the Python file won't work. So let me open Jupyter notebook. After typing Jupyter notebook, you will hit enter. Now it will take some time. Yeah, this is the Jupyter notebook. So this, make sure this Anaconda prompt is running, because if you close this Anaconda prompt, then the Jupyter notebook will not work and the kernel will stop working. The Python interpreter will not work. So this is the same Jupyter notebook that I have opened with Anaconda Navigator. So you can see clearly that Anaconda Navigator takes some time to open the Jupyter notebook, and Anaconda PowerShell prompt is a bit faster. So I will be using here the Anaconda PowerShell prompt in order to open the Jupyter notebook. You can also use Anaconda Navigator in order to launch this notebook if you want. Now this is the Jupyter notebook. Now I will show you the basics of how to write a new Python file. So you will find here an option called new. This is the files, running, clusters, upload, and beside upload there is an option called new. So you will click new and you will click Python 3. This will create a new Python 3 file. Now, so this is the new Python file that is created. Now you can see here that it is untitled. So the default name is untitled. You can rename it if you want. You will click file and you will click rename. You will rename it like, let me say that I am renaming it to example. So it, and you will click rename. Now you can see here that it is renamed to example. So when you are opening the Jupyter notebook Python file for the first time, the default will be the default name will be untitled, and you can rename it if you want. And since I have opened the first file, so this is giving as untitled. Now if suppose, let me open another file. Now this is untitled, as I have renamed already the previous file to example. Now again let me open another Python 3 file. So as you can see here that it is named as untitled 1. Why? Because since it is the previous file is named as untitled, so the second Python 3 file will be created as untitled 1. Okay, so this is the case for the default file name. So I will cross this now and I will open only the example file. Yes, so this is the example file, and this is actually the cell. What Jupyter Notebook does is that it actually helps us to run the code or the program cell wise. That means one cell after another. You can run you can type here any code and you can within one cell, and you can run the particular cell. Again, you can also write a few lines of code or a block of code, and you can run the code also within a particular cell. Again, also you can write the whole code within a single cell, and you can run the entire cell. So Jupyter Notebook, you can see, provides various options in order to make our coding and debugging easier. So this is actually one cell. Now if you, this is actually the run, but run option, you can run the cell. This actually is for running the cell. Let me click run. So you can see here that it is creating many cells one after another. So if let me write here print hello. Okay, so yeah, print hello world. And now if you run this, you can see here, you will click run, you will see here that yes, it is running of this particular cell and it is producing the output as hello world. Now instead of clicking this run button, you can also click control plus enter. You will click control and then you will hit enter. Then this is the same as running the particular cell. So let me again write another code. Welcome. Yes, so welcome, and let me write another line. To my channel. Now I will press control and then I will press enter. So you can see here that welcome to my channel. So this is actually the output that is generated from this particular cell. So in this way, the Jupyter Notebook helps us to run the code or to debug the code. This is a one-line code, and this is present in this particular cell. After running this particular cell, you can again click or add another cell by clicking this plus button. Now since I have already two cells below, already there are two cells below, so if I click plus button, so yes, another cell will be added to it. Again you will click plus button, another cell will be added to it. Now you can write the code in separate cells. This will make your program easier, and this will also make your debugging easier, because when we will be going into the Python implementation, that is convolutional neural network, it will not be this one line code. This will be something big, so it will help us to debug and to understand the code properly. So I will be using the Jupyter Notebook. And another thing is that you can see here that this here it is showing as 1, here it is showing as 2. This is actually the counting. Now suppose let me run this the cell again, control and then enter. You can see here that it is giving as 3. Why? Because since it is 2, so it is 3. So this number actually counts how many times the particular cell has been run. So again let me run this, control enter, so this is 4. So this will again, so this counting will go in the sequential order. So if it is 4, again if we want to run the first cell, that is the print hello world cell, then it will show as 5. Let's see, control enter. Yes, so this is showing as 5. So this will go like this sequence, and it will show how many times this particular file has run. Okay, so this is the 5th time you are running this cell. The 5th in the 5th time you are running this cell again. If you want to run this, it will show as 6. So in the 6th time this cell is running and it is showing as 6. So this is actually the basic concepts of the Jupyter Notebook. This is the installation and the setup part of the Anaconda. In my next lecture, I will be starting with the basics of Python. So there are many things about Python that you need to know. So I will be starting with all these parts. And yes, that's all for today. See you in my next lecture. Thank you.